always stay ready. Hey, yeah, I'm ready. Hey, we ready.
For a while, I've been thinking about this topic, and I've always wondered how a rebirth system would work in World Zero. Today, I'll be giving you guys my best idea as to how a rebirth system would play out. So, my idea of how a rebirth system would work or play out is actually a bit interesting and would make players feel like they're working towards something once they reach level 100 and be given the option to rebirth. The players would choose whether or not they want to rebirth, and if they do, they'll restart back to level 1. Now, they will keep all of their gear that they grinded for, so that level 100 set that you have with perfect perks and everything, you'll be able to keep it, but you won't be able to use that gear until you get back to level 100. So you'll be starting off back to level 1 with level 1 gear, and your level 100 gear you'll have to put aside into your bank. So once you hit level 100 again, you can use it. Now, after you rebirth, you'll realize that you have access to a new hidden dungeon or hidden dungeons. And these dungeons will look pretty much similar to the normal dungeons, but this time, instead of just fighting the normal bosses again, you'll be fighting a mini boss and the normal boss. So how this would work is that each final dungeon of each world, so like World 1's final dungeon, World 2's final dungeon, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, basically with each final dungeon where you fight the last boss, that boss will have a randomly picked mini boss. Now, this mini boss, I was thinking, okay, how to make things interesting or spice it up. Instead of making the mini boss just a typical normal boss or a typical elite mob, this mini boss could actually be a NPC class boss. Now, what do I mean by NPC class boss? Well, basically you'll be fighting a dragoon boss or a demon boss or an archer boss or even a paladin or mage of light or whatever. Basically the classes that we have in game, you'll have a mini boss that is themed around one of those classes, and it'll be randomly picked each time you play the dungeon in each world. So that means that each dungeon will be, I guess, sort of unique, and you will never know what boss you'll be fighting or what mini boss you'll be fighting, because it'll randomly pick between the 8 classes that there are, which is Swordmaster, you have the Arcane Mage, you have Defender, Guardian, Dual Wielder, Paladin. You know, you have all these classes, and it'll randomly pick between them. So it'll spice things up and just make the dungeons feel just a bit more unique, instead of, you know, World Zero going out their way and just making completely new dungeons, which they could if they wanted to. They could do that. That'd be pretty awesome. But just to keep things more simple, this is what they could do to spice things up a bit, instead of just making everything elites. Now, also from these dungeons, instead of just having different types of mini bosses, these dungeons will actually give players rebirth tokens. Now, you might be asking, okay, what do I do with rebirth tokens? Well, with these rebirth tokens, you can actually exchange them in the rebirth shop. Now, this rebirth shop will be set up in a way where you will have to unlock basically your ranks. So you might be asking, okay, well, what are ranks? Like, what do ranks do? So each time you rebirth, you'll be given a rank. Now, this is sort of similar to how it works in most games with a rebirthing system. Like, once you rebirth once, you'll get a rank like, I don't know, you get a rank like noob, pro, master, whatever. You'll get a rank. So when you rebirth once, you'll have rank 1, whatever the name of that rebirth will be, you'll have that rank. And then if you rebirth twice, you'll have rank 2, and so on, all the way up into rank 5. So you can rebirth 5 times or reach level 100 5 times. And once you hit the 5th rank, you'll basically have access to everything inside the rebirth shop. So the rebirth shop will have different sections that are locked behind ranks. So once you rebirth once, you have access to everything that's in rank 1. You rebirth twice, you have everything access in rank 2, and so on up until you get to 5. Now, you might also be asking, okay, well, other than, you know, being able to buy some stuff from the rebirth shop, what else could I get for ranking up? Like, what's the purpose? Like, anything else I can get other than a rank and some items? Well, yes. This is where I guess you sort of are given a gift for, you know, rebirthing and going through the process of leveling up again. And basically you'll have an exclusive pet that is only available to people who reach rank 5 rebirth. And none of this is timed, by the way. None of this is timed. You can get this whenever you want. And basically you'll have a pet that is brand new to the game. Like, it'll be a unique pet. And you'll also have unique cosmetic armor that is only, like, it's basically new armor, and it's nothing like reused. It's new armor, and it's only available to people who reach rank 5. And that's basically how I would do the rebirthing system if I was in charge of it. So just to recap over everything we talked about, basically you rebirth once, you get access to the new dungeons, which is basically the same dungeons, but each final dungeon will have a randomly picked mini boss, so you will never know which mini boss you're getting. These new rebirth dungeons will also give rebirth tokens, which you can use to buy things in the rebirth shop. The rebirth shop will also have certain items locked behind ranks, so you have to rebirth again and again to get those ranks and be able to buy those items. And once you hit max rebirth, or the complete max level, you'll be given some really cool cosmetics and a really cool unique pet. And heck, maybe even a mount. You know, honestly, all that hard work, you know, it'd be nice to get a free mount out of it too. So yeah, that's basically my version of the rebirth system. Now, obviously, this is just my idea. This is just like, you know, speculation. It's not really facts, so don't take this video as facts. But hey, I mean, if the World Zero developers are watching, you could take some of these ideas, because honestly, I have thought about this a lot, and I sort of wanted to make it where when you rebirth, you don't really lose too much, and players won't really feel like, you know, everything they grinded for was for nothing, because they'll always get to reuse that level 100 gear that they had before. The only difference now is that they'll be able to rebirth, level up again, reuse that same gear, and at the same time get all new stuff that only they have access to because they rebirthed. And yeah, that's basically it for this video. If you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll try to upload more often. I know I've been away for like 2 weeks, and that's because I've been hanging out with my girlfriend and just, you know, doing things, living life. So sorry about that, but I'm back for a little bit, and yeah, I'm gonna be uploading a lot more. But yeah, see you guys in the next video. Peace out.